a brand new week. Hello and thanks for joining the first edition of Journalist Hangout this week. I'm Ayodele Ozubakum. Today on the program, despite curfew, gunmen killed 10 in Plateau State. NPDP to make final decision on their future in APC. And later on the show, NNPC states fight dirty over sliding remittances. I'll be hanging out with Martins Onoja, Charles Ideho, and Lekon Shote. So if you're ready, let the hangout start now. Thank you for joining us. Despite public outrage and widespread condemnation, the killings in Plateau State continue unabated, notwithstanding the dusk to dawn curfew imposed on the troubled parts of the state following the carnage of June the 23rd. Some gunmen killed 10 innocent villagers in fresh attacks on 2 communities over the weekend. In the attacks, 6 died on Saturday night and Mangu, and 4 got killed in Bakinladi on Sunday. The latest attacks, first, the Special Military Task Force Operation Safe Haven to move its headquarters from Jos to Bakinladi towards the ending of the killings. Now, when will the killings stop? Well, Mr. Shote, I don't know. We had this last week and we are talking about the number of people that died, and we can tell you that it is not the number the police pushed out initially. It is not 86. It could be 150, it could be 200, it could be 250, it could be about 200.
Yeah.
And I can't just phantom that in spite of that curfew there, we still have a situation whereby killings can still go on.
So it's easy to conclude and agree with General T.Y. Danjuma that the security agencies are colluding with these people. Yes. It's very easy to conclude. That is and I think Nigerians should be really angry about it. I'm really angry about this. That after a curfew imposed, not just by the police, but also by the military, these people were able to go back and kill people. Regardless of the number, even just one person is too many. And we are talking about not just one person being killed. I think we should go beyond just this recent killing. It's a global thing. It's a very serious issue, and it worries me that we have Chief of IG, we have DSS, we have Air Force, we have Navy, we have Nigerian Army. They call them JTF, or what is the name they call themselves? And all these operators that we are voting so much money on them, and yet people are being killed like chicken. Isn't this shameful? And then we have a commander-in-chief who is a retired general, and I really feel worried about that. Our president is a retired general who understands a lot about security, and then we find out that people are just being killed, and then we are not even hearing anything. The next thing he goes to Plateau on Tuesday, he says like as if he doesn't know what to do about it. It's very, very worrisome. And I think we should go, it's not just a matter of Christians killing Muslims or Muslims killing Christians. It's a matter of human life. Like human beings are being killed. And what is the cause? We need to go to the genesis, to the root of this, and find out what happened. How did Jos become a city of inferno, a city of killings like these, cheap killings? We thought that the thing was restricted to Benue and Taraba, and the governor of Taraba actually got quite careless and was indeed blaming the governor of Benue State.
No, same governor of Plateau,
yes,
Lalong.
That's what I'm saying. He was blaming the
Taraba,
governor of Plateau said that, why don't you give them? He allowed the grazing to happen. Now, see what is happening in his backyard. This is terrible. That we have, and then, like I said here some time ago, why would the president extend the tenure of individuals, security men who are not doing any job at all? They are just simply earning their salaries. They are not doing anything.
I wanted to take it up with Charles, that even the Senate president, as at last weekend, called on the president to relieve these individuals of their appointment. That extension apparently backfired, and there's nothing new they're bringing to the table, the service chiefs.
It might be surprising. It might surprise you to know that even if you change hands, what will happen will still happen. The reason is very simple. Here in Nigeria, we tend to give power to individuals, and then rather than letting this work, we've talked about that narrative for so long, it has become like a sour taste in our mouth. The question is that the president and commander-in-chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria says he will keep pressurizing the people that he supervises, he's supervising over. And I checked the meaning of, I went to dictionary to check whether I don't know the meaning of pressurizing anymore. I looked at pressurizing and now I placed it side by side, command. What does pressurize mean? What does command mean? Because they say it's commander-in-chief, not pressurizer-in-chief. I saw to pressurize means to persuade. So what the president is doing, rather than command this service chief to do what the Constitution has asked them to do, for which they are being paid, he is persuading them to do what they are supposed to do. How do you get results from when you persuade people? All of us say we are managers now, all right. When you have people, you have people who are working under you as a journalist. Do you persuade them to do their work, or you give them instructions of what to do because you expect results? But when you persuade people, what result do you get? What you get is what you are getting now. Even this issue of you are having, like what I said about curfew being in play, it didn't just happen yesterday. Sometime in October last year, in Bassa local government, at about 2-something a.m., while curfew was on in about 3 local government, people were killed. After Bassa, they also, I think October 10, 2017. October 10, 2017, while curfew was on, they went to this same Bariki Ladin and killed people, including the head of the civil service of the state, Mr. Moses Gawan. Till today, I don't know whatever happened to that case, where the head of the civil service of the state was killed in Bariki Ladin. So I am saying that if Buhari likes, he should change all the people around him and bring in people out. As far as he keeps persuading another, command them, I'm sorry, I have no answer to that question.
Martin, when you look at it and it's fast, it's very close to election year. In 7 months' time, we are going to go into the general election, and this will be a talking point.
Yes.
Because a lot of people have been asking questions, and did the president allude to that statement that in any way that is showing helplessness?
Well, helplessness. Even if he doesn't, this is why I asked a number of rhetorical questions in my column yesterday. Yeah. Perception that is fast becoming a reality. There is a national security issue on this beyond election, which will affect election.
That's right.
Let me mention some things from history and geography of Nigeria. All these sectarian clashes, you see, Benue, Plateau, Taraba, Adamawa, they are all Christian dominated. And most of the people you find among these IDP, internally displaced people's camps, are Christians. And that is why you keep finding can and statement, warning. All these things form perception. Now that the commander-in-chief, you cite the retired general, the late Admiral Augusto Raihomo told us in those days that generals don't retire. It's general, it's a general. The commander-in-chief is himself a general. So there is no way we want to teach him what to do. Anytime something happens, they call Security Council meeting, they call all the service chiefs, they come, National Assembly, we invite them, nothing happens. And now you see the narrative saying that, remove the service chiefs. We should not concentrate on removal of service chiefs. We should concentrate on the commander-in-chief to change his mind, to renew his mind, whether he wants this thing to end or not. People are accusing him already of saying, he himself alluded to it, that you want to say that I look like one of them. This is perception. And they should deal with this perception. He should act as commander-in-chief and the leader of this country, that we were not like this. Just as we talked about June 12th, we he had a Muslim ticket and can endorse the ticket. And it is still regarded, and generally so, as the best election ever in our history. Muslim ticket. We were not this divided. We were not divided at all, a nation. So he should concentrate on nation building by directing that all these criminals should be arrested. And until we start, look at the mix. A few weeks ago, there was a report that 5 Christians in Adamawa State were sentenced to death for killing one herdsman. At the same time, not one herdsman is in detention from what we know now.
I don't want us to add.
It's perception.
I don't want us to add that religion dimension.
No, we cannot run away from it. Because we have to. On this show, we have to. We stay clear of it. But these are reality that people discuss at purposeful joints, at home, everywhere. And then we have to use it to advise our leader. We want him to succeed. That is why we tell him the truth. We don't want our leaders to fail. We want him to succeed. And we want to say what the people are saying in town, what the various groups. Nigeria is not like Ghana. When some of our colleagues and commentators compare us with Ghana and some Rwanda and all those things like that, Nigeria is a complex federation, complex diversity. Lagos alone is a country of its own. Yeah, and to the extent that they were saying before that Eko is not even part of Southwest. They are just integrating into Southwest. That is a republic of its own.
A federal center.
Yes. Even some of our colleagues who live in Lekki now, they are saying you are in another republic, even within Lagos. Not to talk of Southwest, Southeast, South, and all these things. It's a very complex federation. I just plot in Middle Belt. There is nowhere in the Constitution you hear Middle Belt.
No.
There is nowhere in the Constitution you talk about 6 geopolitical zones. But these are various nations within the nation.
That's right.
So the commander-in-chief should take this nation-building issue very seriously. That's why we are talking about it. Religion has not been part of our problem. The richest man in Africa, where is the base of his business? The richest man in Africa from Kano.
It's in the south.
It's in Lagos here. So I think we don't want to go our separate ways this way. We rely on our leader at this time. He was elected. And elected, he said, I belong to...
nobody.
Yes.
Popular mandate for that matter.
Yes, popular mandate. And he should take this issue very seriously, not about sacking service chiefs. He himself should re-examine strategy on how to deal with this issue. Not necessarily sacking, because if you sack people, you are going to replace people with people. But the body language that service chiefs read is critical.
Are you in the same page with Martins, Because a lot of people have been saying that at the expiration of their tenure, it's not a matter of even sacking them. That there are some of them retirement age, some
very close.
So
let them serve it out. Let them serve their
No, they've served it out. This is an extension.
Why I differ from Martins and Charles Estates. If these guys were doing a great yeoman's job, I would say let them have more days. Let them have more years. But they are not achieving anything. It's not as if they are coming to their commander-in-chief with something that is unusual, something that is novel, something that is brilliant. I don't even know their voices. I don't even hear them. I don't even know their opinions. Do you understand? And then, so what is the basis? It's not as if they are doing something great that you say, well, since these guys are doing something that is fantastic, I better hold on to them. They need to be asked to leave. To start with, hey, we have seen the same president go through 4 or 5 IGPs. And we saw differences in the dynamism level of each of the IGPs, in spite of the fact that it is just the same president. So, like my management teacher says, he says, your job is 1% appointment, 99% inspiration, your own attribute, what you bring onto the job. So it's important for us. Yes, I understand, I've said it, our general commander-in-chief is not commanding. As Martin Roger said some time ago, he should be chiefly commanding.
Yes.
He is not commanding in a chiefly manner.
Okay, I have my first caller. Benedict is calling us from River State. Thank you for joining us, Benedict.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, please, I want to make a comment.
All right, go ahead.
This contribution, my comments are, whether we like it or not, all these killings, right from Boko Haram to herdsmen and all the other things, everything is connected to, everything has political undertone. There's no way you can divulge it. All these killings have been presented by Chief Obasanjo Awolowo, long time ago. It's not that our current president, he has to look inward. Why is it that when there are crises in the South, there is interference between the federal government and the elders in the South? The same thing with the Southeast. There is interference between the federal government and the elders in the Southeast. The same thing with the Southwest. But when it comes to the Northeast, Northwest, there is so meaningful, interference between the federal government and the elders there. The Arewa Community Forum, their contribution, is so economical. They are not really involved.
Thank you for your contribution, Benedict.
Allow me to disagree with Sote.
Is allowed.
I will also insist on the fact that even if he likes, he changes them. Before we came on air, Martins, we were talking about how come the African representatives in this World Cup are not doing with their black men, but you still find black men. Therefore, we have about eight black men out of 11 players on the pitch representing France.
Yes.
How come black men in France are doing well, the same black men in Africa are doing well? Because of what? Because of the enabling environment. Supposing the president you have there, okay, he's thinking along this way, then the people he's going to bring in are thinking along that way. Wouldn't it be as if they are working at core purposes? That's why the issue of body language remains something in our polity, that we need to deal with. Let us begin to look for how to build this so the institution can cow men, but men are cowing institutions. But when you have somebody now, once you hand it, what is Oga saying today? All of us were not afraid of what Oga said. The very moment Oga wakes up, we want to say, what does Oga want to do today? If Oga wants to go left, all of us goes left. That is not how.
Let me give you an example to underscore what he's saying and to disagree with him that it's not about changing people all the time.
It's about it.
In those days, when Lawrence Aneni was in charge, and it was assuming a national security dimension, and the commander-in-chief then, General Ibrahim Babangida, was threatened after one AFRC meeting like this. He looked at the IG and said, "My friend, where is Aneni?" A few hours after that, when he saw the face of the commander-in-chief, Aneni was found. So if the commander-in-chief is sufficiently angry about the state of the nation, within the context of what we are saying in this region, in Plateau, Benue, and all these things,
there will be peace.
And he tells without anybody hearing him, he tells his please don't do what you are doing. I don't like it. You cannot handle this thing. Why? This is the way. Removing them will not come from outside. It will come from him. He himself, if he is angry, he should be angry. He should be angry about what is happening, that we are burying people every day when we are not at war.
Which will influence whoever is going to be there.
I think so that's the culture of impunity. That we cannot, these people even are coming out to defend what they are doing. They may be denying it, but what is happening is that the people that are doing this thing are even confessing. They are saying they are busting, and they seem to have some protection. And that is why service chiefs may not do much if the commander-in-chief's the signals coming from the commander-in-chief, the signal doesn't.
He's not angry. The signal
doesn't indicate that the commander-in-chief is angry.
That's it.
Look, do you agree with him? The president is not angry enough.
He's not angry enough.
At the situation.
I've said it. I said it earlier. As far as I said it here. I said the president is not angry. He's not even showing anger. And by not showing, that he's not angry, shows to me that is the reason he feels he should keep these people who are doing exactly what he wants them to do.
He has told our line now. he has told our line of argument. He has told our line of argument. So which means you also know that if changing them may not mean an end to this killing.
All right. Still to come. NPDP to make final decision on feature in APC. this week. Stay with us. It's still Journalist Hangout. We'll be right back after this breather.
Oh, okay.
Welcome back to your groundbreaking program of the year, Journalist Hangout. We're reaching you live from Television Continental here in Lagos, Nigeria. To go or not? That's the big question. As the growing anxiety over the continued stay of members of the defunct New People's Democratic Party, NPDP, within the All Progressive Congress, APC, heightened. In what could be an acid test for the new national chairman, that is Comrade Adams Aliyu Oshomole, members of the group have revealed that they will make their final position known on the lingering issue this week. Now, the spokesman of the group, that's Kawu Baraje, said they are about to conclude consultation and come up with their position on way forward. But some power brokers within APC feel that there's little left to discuss, to be discussed. Now, following the conduct of National Convention, which members of the bloc were parts, or it seems so. The last time I checked, I still have Malam Balaji Abdullahi as the National Publicity Secretary, yes. And I know he belongs to this NPDP bloc. Now, let me start from Charles Ideho. Let's do it this way. Charles, Thursday before the National Convention of the APC, we gathered that some of these people wanted to leave before the convention of the APC, but some of them did not arrive on time from Saudi Arabia and from the Lesser Hajj and everything. So that could not materialize. And during the convention, Senator Abubakar Bukola Saraki participated. At least I was in the Eagles fully. Yes. He came back the next day. Yakubu Dogara participated. He came back the next day. They even had a kind of word of advice for the new national chairman, Mr. Adams Oshomole, to be fair to all, to make sure that they deal with all cases of injustice, seeming injustice within the party. Now, when you want to look at 7 months to the election, and this bloc, they've been weighing their options, and somebody told me that it's because the coast is not too clear in other political parties, and some are saying whether the coast is clear or it's not clear, that these people will move. How substantial is the damage if the NPDP moves?
Well, for me, I don't foresee any damage. We can talk about it next after the election, because if you look at the power block, they actually feathered the nest of APC when it came in. They did damage to PDP. I can give that to them. But over time, this power they wield has waned over time.
You think so?
I said this is personal to me.
Okay.
Has waned.
You think so?
If for now, if I want to even add SPC to even, what you have the NPDP doing is just like a belligerent leprous finger in the 4 fingers. Yeah. There are 2 things APC needs to do. One, either you cut off this belligerent finger and be called 4-finger party, or you leave it and continue to feel the pain. Because as far as you still have these people there, APC will never be able to focus on what they want to do. Because what they are doing is you're just trying to test the water. Oh, because some people went to Lesser High, that's why they couldn't leave. Do you need somebody to come back from Lesser High before you leave? It's a policy. We have left. Are you listening to me? What I'm saying, as you speak now, the NPDP is not a beautiful bride anywhere in Nigeria. If they want to go back to PDP where they came from, the PDP might be afraid that they are also coming to unsettle what they already have. PDP is trying to rebuild. PDP cannot afford to have a group that is coming out to start to settle. Is it SDP that want to accept them with what with their stance right now? So this is personal to me, that I believe that if they leave, it will not affect. It may not affect the fortunes of APC.
Martin Oloja, looking at the caliber of people that come together, that you have in New PDP, you have majority of them even from the National Assembly. We have former Sokoto State Governor Wamako. We have Aminu Tambuwa.
Yes.
You have men like the former Kano State Governor.
Yes.
Senator Rabi Kwakwanso. You have Senator Bukola Saraki, and it's almost certain that if Bukola Saraki is going, Governor Ahmed.
Of course, it's a man Friday.
Do you understand?
The Speaker
of the House of Assembly.
Yes.
The Speaker, that's from. And when you look at these people, and you look at the last results, the 2015 results, and you look at the states, the graph, how President Buhari won.
from Kwara.
Yes, and Baraji from Kwara. And
yes.
how President Buhari won with over 2 million votes, a little bit over 2 million votes. Were you told the line of Charles that they are inconsequential?
Well, you know, in politics, even you can see even the leader of this country and the leader of the party, he has been doing some has been shuttling between Abuja and some swing states.
American swing states.
So nobody in politics, elective positions like this, nobody in office will want to just dispense with the the vote service and everything like that of any zone. Like I said earlier, Nigeria is a complex diversity that we have to manage well. Where these people come from the Caliphate, from the Middle Belt, the North Central, and all these things like that, they are influential. Their exit may cause some damage because sometimes you need, in Lagos State, a very, 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 very important state like that. What was the difference between PDP and APC?
Just 120,000 votes.
120,000.
Rightly or wrongly, it is, you can think that, well, if we have a sitting president, the chances of APC having a bandwagon effect again in 2019 for the presidential election as well as states, senatorial or other elections is very high. That is why people are fighting and killing themselves to remain in the winning party within the winning party. Do you understand? They want to be in the winning caucus within APC. What I'm trying to say in other words is this, that as long as that possibility is there, that advantage of the presidency is there, people will want to stay within the ruling party, which happens to be APC right now. If they feel that there are no chances for them, they could leave like the NPDP left in 2013. Do you understand? Question, why did the NPDP leave? Essentially they wanted a northern candidate. If you look at the day NPDP was launched, if you look at the cover page of, I think, Punch or one of the newspapers, they showed the faces of 12 of the leading lights in NPDP. Yes. 10 of them were from the north. They showed the pictures of the 12 leading lights in old PDP. 10 of them were from the south. What does that tell you? That NPDP thought, led by Atiku Abubakar, that they would produce the president. It didn't work out. The ACN and the CPC seem to have worked together.
And the ANPP too.
And the ANPP to get the president, the presidency and the vice presidency. And so they were left with nothing. So they had to go and fight for the legislature. So when people keep saying the executive branch, I read NPDP in the legislature against the ACN, ANPP, CPC. And the CPC in the executive branch. That is what is happening. And these people understand that if they leave APC, do you understand? They can go, if they are able to find a landing space for themselves, it is to their advantage. But as long as they have calculated and seen that it pays them to remain within APC, they will and they must work for the success of APC. It is not a matter of, I like Buhari now. It's self-enlightened self-interest.
I don't know that.
In their own interest, they will work so that they will be in the winning party. What they need to now do is fight to be within the winning caucus, within the winning party. And I think they have Adams Ochiomole to talk to negotiate with.
Will Adams allow these people to leave, or will it be good for to allow them to leave?
Well, Adam Somole, he's
Because the president has said he's not negotiating with them, that this is a party thing.
Yeah, it's a party
so
thing. Exactly.
Adams will take it up now.
Well, the thing is, I don't have the Adams Somole in this game. I don't really let that be, because he's inheriting a fractured system, right. And it's going to be a real tough time for him to start to build.
Let me just take Gabriel. Gabriel is calling us from Ogun State. Thank you, Gabriel.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Gabriel.
Yeah, I want to congratulate us first on the groundbreaking award.
Thank you.
Since we got it, I've been trying to reach us to reach you to congratulate everybody.
Oh, thank you, Gabriel.
Now, quickly, I want to support Martins Oloja's position on this matter, that the president, being commander-in-chief, his body language goes a long way to tell the service chiefs what to do. That's one. Secondly, I don't see the NPDP continue their stay in APC because they really have an agenda. So I wish Nigeria well. Thank you.
Thank you for that shot.
So as I was saying, Adam Somole has inherited a fractured system that it really have all uphill task for him to rebuild. But in rebuilding, two things might happen. It's either he comes, with all this braggadocio, the bravado that we know him to be. It's either my way or no way, which of course may further disagree the party. What I'm saying, on the other hand, he will want to look at them and pacify them. But you see, as Ishota has said, I don't see them going. I don't see them going because, as I said earlier, for them to start now rebuilding, because the time is so short, if they decide to now go all alone, for instance, they are not joining any force with any party, what time do they have to start rebuilding when 2019 is already upon us? So therefore, what I would advise them to do is that let them remain in APC, fight for victory for APC, and begin to agitate internally. Because it's a party. When they join, when banks in those days, well, you had about 25 banks, or about 89 banks, they now said they wanted the 25 strong banks or so. Then some banks collapsed into each other, and then some were married, some were acquired. No, I'm saying that. So when they got acquired, all the names stopped existing. Why are we still having NPDP with NPDP?
This is politics. This is politics.
They have to retain.
But I said to them that it will pay them to remain within the APC and begin to agitate internally.
They have a right to remain as a caucus.
As we call ourselves writers, oracle. He can see them inside, I see them outside. I don't see them remaining because the party has been traumatizing them, even in their offices. In National Assembly, wherever they are, they have not shown, they themselves cried out recently before.
No peace.
Yeah, that's no love lost between the state and wherever we are. I do not see them inside. Now, you know that last week, it was clear that the Kwakwansiya group has moved on. And you saw them with Fayose in Ekiti. Yeah. You saw the head of the group, Kwakwanso himself.
Yeah, that's right.
And apparently, he was not at the convention.
He wasn't there, yes.
He, instead of being at the convention, he was in Ekiti. Okay. So you see that Kwakwanso has left. I believe that these people are just bidding their time. They are no longer there.
Well, they may not be there.
Their body is there,
spirit.
but their spirit
is out. But what I'm saying, Martins, is that what time do they have to start building
the answer to your question is going to blow in the wind.
Everybody wants fortune.
And a long time did those governors, those 5 governors that left PDP.
Yes, the convention.
Was about earlier 2014.
They left 2013.
2013. Which was more than a year before the elections. Okay. So they don't have the time to start building for their fortune. Everybody needs political fortune. You don't just, when the time is already upon you, you want to accept how? I don't think, you have people
Charles, let me tell you something. Take take note of what he said, the quote from Donald Duke. You know that these people, maybe we'll find time to discuss what political parties do. These people are not political party members. They are just disruptors.
But they're a group.
They're a group. Wait, they are disruptors. They enlighten self-interest wherever their bread will be buttered. They go there. We don't have political parties in Nigeria yet. It's a fact. It's not derogatory. Because the way somebody who will rise and use a political party for 2 times in office as president, he will go out like that and be dancing, and he tore his own political card membership, and be on Monday, somebody in office of even Senate president or speaker or anything like that will just announce that he has moved over. A senator will just announce at a session of the National Assembly that he has moved to the other side. You know, they don't do things like that in a decent society.
Yeah, that's right.
These people are not, don't rely on this. You are just talking about the ideal. They don't talk about the ideal. These people are disruptors. Wherever they can find food, they go there. These people.
Yes, well, let's hear that.
In our final analysis now, so if you're to be Adams to Shomole and you have what they're asking for, and you look at their table,
what are they asking for? May I ask?
Complex.
Because I have thought about it, I quite don't know what they are asking for.
They want to control the machinery.
Which
or
machinery?
The party.
How?
Or the party.
Which machinery?
Okay, and then the issue of what Martin said.
Because I've been asking myself, what do these guys really want?
Okay, I was told, I gathered that, like the Senate president, if he's going back to the Senate, he should get his position back.
Okay, and then they should drop some charges and the rest of
Yeah, the Speaker of the House of Representatives should get his position back.
Guarantee for another.
And there are some senators like Kwakonsia to go back to Kano Central and to get his seat back, you know.
Now we are talking. Now you are talking to me. That is politics.
Yes, politics.
If I were Adams Oshiomhole, and I know that these individuals can deliver votes for my president, I will give them what they want. Oshiomhole said that I am essentially a conciliator.
Yes.
I'm a negotiator.
Yes.
I will negotiate. He knows the odds.
What about
He
if
knows
the party leader does not want...
These things are not done in the open. They are done in the back room.
Body language. Body language everywhere.
Room.
All right.
Body language everywhere.
Let's move on now.
He has access.
We have to move on now.
He will have
The nation
access.
states
will have
oil
access.
company, that's the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, has been dubbed the myriad of corruption in the country by most citizens. This notion is worsened by failure of NNPC to make full disclosure of its earnings. Now, the corporation is enmeshed in another controversy over discrepancies in the amount remitted to the Federation accounts. At the June meeting of the Federal Account Allocation Committee in Abuja, that's FAC meeting, commissioners for finance of 36 states and the FCT were outraged by 147 billion naira paid into the Federation account for the month. They said there is no justification for declaring a shortfall in payments to the account, Federation account, with crude price hovering above the oil benchmark of $51 per barrel in the 2018 budget. As the states and NNPC bicker over the shortfall, who bears the brunt? Gentlemen, Leko, you want to help us out?
Okay. Who bears the brunt?
147 billion naira remitted into the Federation account, and by the time this FAC people come together, the Commissioner of Finance for 36 states, and you add 774 local governments, you know, by the time this thing, it's nothing will go around at the end. It's not enough.
It doesn't add up. Listen, some organizations, some government agencies are called GOEs, government-owned enterprises, because they bring in money. In Nigeria, NNPC is the one that brings the biggest chunk of revenue to the government. Now, the money comes from into the federal government's coffers, or FAC coffers. To the government comes in from two avenues. There's what we call the royalty. Those who are mining our oil, they pay to NNPC, who is in a joint venture with them. The proceeds from that is supposed to be paid into the DPR. The DPR will now pay it to FAAC after asking relevant questions. Do you understand? NNPC is bypassing that. Then there's PPT, Petroleum Profits Tax.
Yes.
Companies, oil companies that operate in Nigeria, they pay tax. It's like the company income tax, but specialized to oil companies. This is supposed to be paid into the account of the Federal Inland Revenue Service.
Yes.
NNPC does not pay there. It pays directly into FAC. And then, now, this is an organization that is happy to subsidize. It's rather than effectively run the refineries in Nigeria, it is not doing so. It is excited to import fuel into this petroleum products into this country and then subsidize. There are two ways that we are wasting money. There is equalization fund, which tries to guarantee uniform price throughout Nigeria. Then the subsidy is also a way of saying whatever the price of crude oil is,
don't let it increase.
The price that you are going to sell to the consumers must not be beyond a certain level, and government will guarantee that. Now, NNPC does not wait to be supervised, because the Fiscal Responsibility Act says that, as a matter of fact, revenue from GOEs ought to be paid first to government, which then, remits whatever you need to for you. They are not doing that. They are actually deducting at source the subsidy element that nobody knows about. And the DPR, that is supposed to be their supervisor in chief, does not know anything. You understand? So, and we all know, they have told us what the benchmark is. It's easy for us to calculate. All those people who are commissioners for finance, they are not stupid people.
They are not.
Their accountants are sharp people. Even if the commissioners are not, but you can't even be commissioner for finance and be a stupid person. You understand? So these people monitor the production. Thank God, even the prices, the production level, thank God for peace.
Yeah, peace.
So people, you can, even any man on the street can pretty much predict now how much is the production level.
Yes.
Charles,
and then if you are not getting less than that, it's easy to say, Oga, what is happening?
Lately, I think when the international crude oil prices, price rose to...
Brent is, as of today, is about $79.44
around 80.
About 80, but not to 80 yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, the benchmark is $51.
Yeah, $51. So you look at the difference. But the thing is that...
And no money, sorry, Charles, and no money, we are not getting reports that money is being paid to the ECA, excess crude account. We are not even hearing anything like that.
It's about $1.9 billion.
Do you understand? So people should, don't we have auditors? That's why some of us say NNPC ought to be on the stock exchange, because right there, you must present your annual reports every year.
So the thing is that, you see, all this, what we are doing now, all this issue of analysis and whatever is happening, next year you're going to come back and talk about NNPC. I mean, you can easily predict it because it's happened for so long and too long. The reason is simple. As long as we are not having full disclosure of the production cost, the issue of exploration cost, because which was what Abiola talked about during the when he had this thing with Tofa, that presidential debate. He said the first thing we attack is he wants to know exactly what does it cost from exploration to production until the exportation. Right. If we know that, we will know exactly how much we get at the end of the day. Yes. But it is very difficult, because even on the one hand, they're telling you that they have an agreement with the 36 state governors about to remit about I think how much, about 112 billion naira every month to FAC, and then NNPC will not deduct the cash call from source before they can. So whatever they have balance at every month is what they give you, which is why the commissioners are not, they are not happy. But the question also is that if your governor can have an agreement with NNPC, then why is the commissioner now having a problem with that agreement? Which is why we must look at it that NNPC has to tell Nigeria, because it's a company that's owned by all of us, how much do they pay for the production of a barrel of crude oil every day? If we don't know that, this story, we are coming back here next year to talk about it.
The more you look, the less you see. Because people have been talking about accountability of NNPC ever since, and even under President Buhari, we thought that everything will be open and transparent.
And definitely,
discovered that.
And you know that people expected that President Buhari, having been there, he was Petroleum Resources Minister how many years ago?
And PTF chairman.
PTF chairman 40 years ago. And he should have a strong grip that he promised, even while they were campaigning, that he was going to reorganize. He was going to overhaul the NNPC. And luckily, there was a bill, Petroleum Industry Governance Bill. It used to be PIB, Petroleum Industry Bill.
They broke into fragments.
Four. Now they have passed only one. There is no sense of urgency to even find where that one is.
They say they don't even know whether it's in the presidency or still in the legislature.
They don't even know where it is. They said they have received it. They said they have transmitted it, but the transmitter said that they have. The people who are supposed to have received it said they haven't received it. But the point at issue in this one is this. NNPC claimed it remitted 147 billion. But the FAC said that they received only 127. So 20 is missing.
Missing in transit.
In transit. And then that is why they said, the man issued a statement on Saturday that, look, 20 billion issued, they stay there. And then you will recall that NNPC cannot fully apply TSA because of this cash call issue that they had to deduct some things. Even in this one now, there is an issue of 3.5 billion amount, for leakage and pipeline vandalism. They claimed that they incurred, but DPR is saying that it didn't know anything about it. So transparency issue in NNPC is there. And I think we just drafted an editorial on this thing, production sharing contracts, about. That's right. That the Federal Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission just claimed that Nigeria lost $21 billion for non-renewal of these production sharing contracts with these PVC, joint venture partners.
Yes.
Now, these issues are there with NNPC all the time. NNPC has become a big problem, and nobody is ready to overhaul NNPC. Nobody is ready. It has become, at any time, the other day, you do social media people, they will be insinuating because there's no transparency that, some people collected money that collected money from NNPC to do what it was. No verification, no fact to all these things.
Speculations.
Because it is for this reason you recall that these state governors have been advocating accountant general for the federal government and accountant general for the federation. To be able to...
Really?
Yes. They've been advocating it, that they should separate them. The accountant general of the federation that is supposed to work for the federation is colluding with the federal government agencies against the states. And I think that the president has a responsibility, and the responsibility to ensure that there is transparency in NNPC. And the governors too, who rely on Federal Allocation Accounts Committee every month, should think twice and
go and generate your own idea
and support restructuring of federalism. Restructuring and federalism, they should support the way people are discussing it.
Gentlemen, I want to thank you, starting from Lake Shoten. Thank you for being part of this edition. Charles, Adio.
My pleasure always.
And Martins Oloja.
The Don himself.
And Babajide is somewhere up north. I think I'm talking to people. Jide should be in Kano. And that's it on Journalist Hangout. Don't forget to watch the repeat broadcast tomorrow and another episode of the program tomorrow, and watch the repeat broadcast at 11 tonight. You can also watch Journalist Hangout. That's on our platforms showing on the screen. And we are also on YouTube, youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. Our feedback channel is Journalist Hangout at tvcnews.tv. I'm Ayodele Uzubakun. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.